So this is a guide for our Notion project task tracker in a Time Doctor. So what I'm going to demonstrate is how a particular project in Time Doctor will be added, and under the project there will be tasks. So with Time Doctor hierarchy or structure, the project will be named after the client where the Notion project has been opened and the task inside. So let's try with, let's say, Darn Tough. We're going to create a project under this page, the client page of Darn Tough. So let's name it as Darn Tough Task Project Task 1. So this is going to be picked up by Pipedream, which is our automation tool. Right now, it hasn't been deployed yet, so the trigger will have to be picked manually. There it is. Well, I clicked twice, so there's two instances, but in real world, it should only have one trigger in there for a particular project that has been opened. So what this basically does is, using the API from Time Doctor, it's going to check if a particular name of a client has been created an entry in Time Doctor as a project. So it will query a list of project named after client and compare if such name exists in the list. If not, it's going to create one where the project in Notion will be contained as a task. If there's already an existing one, it's going to do nothing, not going to create another entry for project, but it's going to contain the project as a task under the existing one. So let's try to run the workflow, okay? All right, so it added the task, or it added the project now. So this is just the browser version of Time Doctor. So we must refresh it in order for the added item to show up in there. And we got Darn Tough right here, and it listed the project that we created. So Darn Tough is the client, which translates to a project in Time Doctor. And inside it is the project that we created here, Darn Tough Task Tracker Project 1. So what you're going to do as a dev, if you're going to be working on this particular project, you go to your Time Doctor, make sure you click this. So the time that you're working on that particular project will be tracked. Now let's say that Darn Tough or whatever client that you're going to be working on has already have an entry in here as a project. Like for instance, this Darn Tough client is already in here. Same thing. It will just neglect the creation of a project as a folder because there's already one existing, and it will just add that particular project in here as an additional task. To demonstrate that, let's try creating another task under Darn Tough here. Let's name it as Darn Tough Task Tracker Project Test 2, and let's have the automation to pick it up as a trigger. There it is. So once this has been implemented, there's got to be zero interaction that needed to be done on the Pipedream, as it will just pick up the trigger automatically and run its own course. What you're going to do is just wait for maybe 2 to 3 seconds for that entry to come up in here. So here, since this is the browser version, we have to refresh it. And there it is. There's the additional task project that we created. It has been created as a task entry under the same project or client.